Hey mama, welcome to MOMDAY and welcome to this feel-good pregnancy flow. My name is Ella, I'm in my 3rd trimester, but you can do this at any stage of your pregnancy. We don't need any equipment for this flow, but I do have a blanket nearby. You can use a blanket, especially if you feel any knee pain when you're down on your knees, or if you just want a little bit of extra support and comfort throughout this flow. So when you're ready, turn down the lights, set yourself up in a comfy environment, put on some comfy clothes. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel because it really helps me to create all of this content for you throughout pregnancy. And when you're ready, let's jump into it. Okay, we are gonna start this flow in a butterfly pose. And if you want to, you can take your blanket, a bolster, a pillow, and you can just place that underneath your bum to elevate you slightly for a little bit more comfort. And then we're just gonna go ahead and place the soles of our feet together, let our knees drop out wide, coming into this beautiful external rotation of the legs. You can just breathe here, make yourself comfy. You can fidget a little bit on your sit bones to find a position where you can just fully relax, nice and tall with the spine. We just wanna be really passive with this position. You can bring your feet out further if that's more comfortable for you. You can bring them in closer. Again, just play around with this position until you find somewhere that's comfy for you. We're gonna start with some diaphragmatic breathing together. So diaphragmatic breathing is gonna get a nice full expansion of the rib cage. So we're expanding and inhaling 360 degrees into our ribs. So I like to place my hands in a C shape around my rib cage. I really want you to think about breathing and inhaling into your hands, expanding the rib cage 360 degrees at the front, at the sides, and through your back. So let's just do that together. Inhale. And then exhale, let all that air out, nice long exhales. You can also imagine that you're inflating a balloon inside your rib cage, expanding the ribs all the way around, and the balloon is gently pressing down on your pelvic floor, lengthening the pelvic floor muscles. And with that exhale, you can imagine the pelvic floor gently recoiling, the rib cage going in, the diaphragm gently lifting back up. Let all that air out, nice long audible exhales. We're gonna go for 3 more of those diaphragmatic breaths. Big inhale into the ribs. And long exhale. Nice, 2 more breaths just like that. Big inhale. Visualize the diaphragm lowering. And exhale. Nice passive exhale, we're not forcing the exhale. Last one. Full expansion of the rib. Relax the shoulders down, relax the jaw, relax the chest. All that expansion into the ribs. Nice job, mama. Okay, now with our butterfly pose, I'm gonna take my right hand, I'm gonna press my right knee down to the floor. And then let's go ahead and switch over to the other side. And then I'm gonna place my right forearm down onto the floor, coming into a side body opener here with this butterfly pose. Again, breathing into that lateral rib cage, finding that expansion in the side ribs. If that's not comfy for you, you can stay up on the hand. And then let's go ahead and switch. So that breathing pattern that we practiced just now, I want you to try and maintain that throughout this entire flow. It's gonna really help to stimulate our vagus nerve as our diaphragm descends, to tap into our parasympathetic nervous system, which tells our body we're safe, we can relax, we can release tension. It's also the state that we're gonna be in labor, hopefully, so practicing that now during pregnancy. It's gonna be an amazing tool when you go into labor, to tell your body to release tension, surrender to sensations, let everything go. Nice, we're gonna come back to center and we're just gonna go for some neck rolls here. So big circles with the neck. And changing direction. And big inhales into that rib cage with every inhale, and then exhale, let all that air out. Nice long exhales. Nice job. I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to place it on my left ear. And I'm just going to gently feel a nice stretch through my neck and through my upper traps with the weight of my hand doing a little gentle pull. Think about dropping that shoulder down. Again, notice if you're trying to hold tension or grip here, just let that go. Nice deep breath in, long breath out. Nice job, Mama. Let's go ahead and switch other side. That can feel so nice. This can feel amazing postpartum too. We do a lot of breastfeeding, looking down, so stretching out through the neck and the upper traps. It can feel so nice. Nice job, Mama. Okay, I'm going to take the blanket out from underneath me, and you can come into more of a cross-legged position here. And I'm going to interlace my hands, and I'm going to press my palms away from me, rounding through my upper back. And then I'm going to do the opposite of that, and I'm going to reach my arms open, opening up through the chest, arching through the back. Exhale. Nice interlace round. Exhale, open up through the chest, rounding, arching through that back. One more just like that. Interlace in round, drop the chin, and open up. Nice, we can even interlace the hands behind the back and give a gentle pull, opening up through the chest a little bit more. Nice job. And then I'm going to place my hands behind me, and I'm going to put my feet out in front of me really nice and wide. And we're just going to go for some gentle hip switches, dropping a knee in towards the midline, working on that internal rotation at the hip. Again, just really passive with our breathing, big inhales, long exhales. And we're not forcing any of these stretches, so just being really gentle with our body. We have a hormone called relaxin, which helps to loosen up ligaments for childbirth. But it does mean that we don't want to overstretch throughout pregnancy. We just want to be really gentle and just make it all feel really good. Nice job. And then I'm going to come into this 90-90 position with my right leg forward and my left leg back. So we've got a 90-degree angle with the front leg and a 90-degree angle with the back leg. I'm going to sit up really nice and tall with my spine, square off my hips and my shoulders. Take a big inhale here to find length, and then exhale, I'm going to fold over that front leg. You should feel a really nice stretch on the outside of that front glute and that front hip. And then I'm going to lean over that back leg. So we're working external rotation here, internal rotation at the back. And then just with your own breath, in your own time, just keep switching between the two. Nice job. And then let's place our hands behind us again. And I'm just going to rotate over to the other side. So again, finding that 90-degree angle with that front leg, 90 degrees at the back. Square off your hips, your shoulders. Inhale, reach up really nice and tall with the spine. And then exhale, we fold over that front leg. And then when you're ready, folding over that back leg, nice lean here. and then just switch. Nice job. Next, we're going to come into a little piriformis glute stretch. So again, I'm going to place my hands behind me. And what we're going to do is place our right foot on top of our left knee. And to intensify this stretch, you can walk your foot in a little bit closer. You can think about pushing this knee away from you, and you should feel that really amazing stretch on the outside of the hip on this right side. And again, just really working on those big, deep breaths and long exhales, allowing your body to release tension with every inhale, every exhale. Noticing if you're gripping anywhere in your jaw, in your glutes, in your abs, and just try and melt into the sensation. Nice job, Mama. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side. So left foot on top of the right knee. And then you just find a position here where you can feel that amazing stretch. So maybe you need to walk the foot in a little bit closer or think about pushing the knee away from you. You can also do this from a seated position as well throughout the day. Okay, next we're gonna come into an all fours position for some cat-cows. And this is where maybe you want to use your blanket to place under your knees, just for a little bit of comfort here, especially if you're on a hard floor. So all fours position, we're thinking about having our wrists underneath our shoulders and our knees directly underneath our hips. And we're just gonna roll through some cat-cows. So we're gonna take an inhale, drop your belly down, lift your tailbone up towards the sky, and lift your gaze. Arching through the back, this is our cow. And then we're gonna reverse that. We're gonna think about tucking the tailbone, rounding through lower back, mid back, upper back. Push the ground away, find space through those shoulder blades. Big inhale and tuck the chin. Exhale. Nice inhale, reverse it, coming into our cow. Drop the belly, lift the gaze. And exhale, reverse that, rounding, coming into our cat. Again, think about pushing the ground away, creating that space in the back. And then you're just gonna roll through those two movements with your own breath, at your own pace. And this cow position can feel a little bit stretchy on the abdomen throughout pregnancy. So again, just find a range of motion here that feels comfy in your body. It's okay to stretch the abs, but we don't want to overstretch. So just stay within a range that feels comfortable. Next, we're going to come into a little bit of thoracic mobility. So I want you to find a neutral position. So in between the cat and the cow, nice flat back here. And then I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to place it on the back of my head. I'm going to drop my right elbow down towards my left wrist. And then I'm going to open up towards the ceiling, rotating as far as I can without forcing that rotation. And we really want to think about locking the pelvis where it is, and all of that rotation is coming from the upper mid back. So it might be limited, and that's okay because we're here to work on it. But thoracic rotation or thoracic mobility is so important to continue working on throughout pregnancy to help stabilize the lower back. Nice, keep breathing here. Big inhales, long exhales. Nice job, mama. Let's place that hand down, reset through center. Left hand on top of the head. And we're gonna go on that side. Noticing if one side feels any more restricted to the other side. Nice job, mama. Okay, release. Coming back into our all fours position, we're gonna create a sideways C with our body. So you're gonna turn over to the right, gaze towards your right foot. And then same thing, we're gonna do that on the left side. Nice little side body opener here. One more on each side. And then we can draw big circles with the hips. Again, just play around with this. There's no rules, so anything that feels good in your pregnant body works here. Maybe you want to draw big circles one way and then the other way. You can come into a child's pose for a second, dropping the bum down, reaching the arms forward. Whatever feels good for you. Again, just really tapping into that deep breathing. It's a really important tool to work on throughout pregnancy for when we're approaching labor. Never underestimate the power of your breath. Nice drop. Okay, next, we're gonna come into internal rotation. So you can have your knees out nice and wide, but we're gonna work on having our feet out wider than our knees. This is going to create more space in the pelvic outlet, the bottom third of the pelvis where baby's going to exit. And again, I really want you to think about breathing into that space between your two sit bones, letting the posterior pelvic floor really lengthen and open and release. And then using your breath and your mind to really relax those muscles. And then from here, we're just going to do little rocks back and forward. So shifting your bum and your weight back towards your heels and then pull forward. And again, with every inhale, finding a little bit more length, visualizing that pelvic floor, lowering, descending, stretching. We're also going to look for an anterior pelvic tilt here. So think about your tailbone lifting up towards the ceiling. Again, creating more space in that pelvic outlet for baby to pass through. Nice job, mama. And then I'm gonna walk my hands forward, coming into a puppy pose. So keeping my hips up really nice and high. You can stay with that internal rotation, or if you want to, you can bring the soles of your feet together. Again, keeping your bum up really nice and high, dropping your chest down. Feeling that nice extension through the back. Reaching your fingertips as far forward as you can. Creating that nice stretch through the back. Nice job, mama. And then you're gonna walk your hands back up. We're gonna come into a little hip flexor stretch now. So I'm gonna come into a tall kneeling position, and I'm gonna bring my right leg forward And I want you to think about tucking your tailbone under, and you should feel that really nice stretch at the front of the pelvis on the left side. Now you can stay here. You can also take your left arm and you can reach up and over for a little bit more of a side body stretch. Just opening up through the front of the pelvis, through those hip flexors. And again, breathing into the rib cage, big inhales, finding that nice expansion. And then we're just gonna rock our pelvis forward, pull back into a little hamstring stretch, pull forward. If you need to, you can hold onto a wall or a chair for a little bit more support. We're just gonna push forward and then pull back, keeping a nice flat back here. And keep breathing. Nice job, mama. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and switch over to the other side. So left leg forward. Again, think about tucking that tailbone under, posterior pelvic tilt. Feel that really nice lengthening and stretch through the front of the pelvis. Option to stay here, or you can reach that right arm up and over. Breathing into that lateral rib cage. And then we're going to go for our forward rock and a little pull back hamstring stretch. Nice job, mama. Final pose for this mobility flow is going to be a frog pose. So for this, we're going to have our knees out really nice and wide. I'm going to open up my blanket even more. So knees out really nice and wide. You can have your feet out wider than your knees. This is a really amazing inner thigh stretch, groin stretch. And then I'm gonna come down onto my forearms here. Again, think about lifting the tailbone up towards the ceiling, creating that anterior tilt. And then we're just gonna breathe here. Again, being really passive, trying not to force our body into positions it doesn't want to be in. But we're also trying to really release any tension that you're feeling. So relax your eyebrows, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders. Just give yourself a full body scan and notice where you're holding tension. Big inhales, long exhales. You can close down the eyes here. Take a moment of gratitude for this incredible body that's not only growing your baby, but also carrying you through this pregnancy. Allowing your body to soften, to be heavy, to melt into the floor. Getting heavier and heavier with every inhale and every exhale. Nice job, mama. You can stay here for as long as you need or as long as you have. When you're ready, you're gonna gently push yourself up, slowly walk your knees in. Thank you so much for joining me for that beautiful pregnancy mobility flow. Thank you for choosing MOMDAY, and I'm so excited to see you in our next movement session together. Bye, mama. If you enjoyed that mobility session, you can join the MOMDAY app where we have workouts throughout your entire pregnancy, mobility sessions and labor prep sessions, and it's all free to try for 7 days. So if you would like to move with me a little bit more, then head over to the MOMDAY app. The link is down below.